Hello guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Happy December. We're now in December, and because it's December and because 2017 has been such an incredible year, because of everything that has happened to me regarding Tablemon and my personal life and everything, 2017 has been an incredible year. So I want to give back a little bit to you guys. So I'm going to be giving out some codes today, and then I'm going to try to give out something every day during this month. Okay, so to start us off, I'm gonna give out 2 codes, and then every 15 minutes of the stream I will be giving out another code. Okay, as long as I can remember. But if you guys remind me that it's been 15 minutes on the chat, that would also be pretty helpful. Okay, so here are the first 2 codes. Whoever gets them, congratulations. If someone here opens them up, if you could tell us what you get, that would be awesome. It's 1 Crimson Invasion and 1 Burning Shadows. So yeah, hopefully you guys were able to write them down, and if no one gets them, then I can show them again. But yeah, and 13, I guess you subscribed whilst I wasn't streaming, so thanks so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. And yeah, so today is viewer battles days, guys, so if you guys wanna send me challenges, feel free. Otherwise we can jump into a ladder. And Max, hello. Doogie, hello. Thanks so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed the codes. And Dalton did a lot. I did not do too well this regional. It's Azul, thank you for the host. This past weekend I got 65th place. So I was at 5 wins and 2 ties. So all I needed to do was win 1 more round to be able to make day 2. And I couldn't. I lost the next 2. I dead drew twice in round 8 to Eduardo, who actually got 2nd place, and then on the last round I lost to a kind of mirror match because I priced Sudowoodo, and I priced Sudowoodo and my opponent didn't, and that's pretty huge in the Zoroark mirror, of course. I'll be very aware of your Machamp GX GD. I'll definitely be very aware of that. And yeah, guys, so thank you guys for the new follows. If you guys wanna send me challenges, feel free. Otherwise, I'm just gonna jump into the ladder and play a couple of matches. Up to you guys what you want to do. Completely up to you. And then in 15 minutes, for those of you watching, I will be giving out another code. So that should be cool. Yeah. So I'll give it a few seconds for you guys to challenge me. But if you don't, then I will just start playing some ladder. For today we have the Decidueye Zoroark deck that we saw yesterday, and there we go. So I'm gonna be using a Counter Energy a Counter Energy deck. And yeah, the code giveaways are cool, but who got the codes? It'd be nice if someone told me who got the codes. And Andrew, yeah, sorry about that. I know it's a bit early and many people are at work and stuff, but this is the best time for me to live stream. So I'm playing a Counter Energy Zoroark deck, which hopefully will do okay. It has a lot of options. This start is obviously not ideal with no access to Brigette. We have the same outs as Gardevoir does to Brigette on turn 1. And Spiritomb is actually a pretty important part of our strategy. So I mean, there's no chance of us getting dunked here. Well, technically, we don't know what our opponent is doing. Tabletop Village, thank you so much for the host as well. I really appreciate it. Should I Ultra Ball? Yeah, I think I should Ultra Ball. I'm gonna discard the Sycamore and the Potown or the Spiritomb. Probably the Spiritomb. I do have 2 Rescue Stretchers in the deck, so getting back the Spiritomb shouldn't be that much of a problem. And what we really want is to set up our Zoroark so that we can start cycling. And the Pokemon Evolutionaries, thank you so much for the host as well. So many hosts today. And I'm just gonna pass. And then next turn I can Brigette, I can play the Potown. And Chainirachi probably gonna go down, but that's okay. Brigette is the important here. Oh, you're right, the white bar is blocking the hand. I'm so sorry. There we go. There we go. Watching my stream at work is perfect. Awesome. Where do you work at, Andrew? And hello, Sir Appendage. Thanks so much for stopping by. Okay, so we're up against a quad Zoroark deck. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the Potown to get some damage in. And then in an ideal world, I would be able to just start spreading damage now. However, it's not looking very likely at this point. I will go ahead and Brigette. I will Brigette for Koko, I will Brigette for Necrozma, and I will Brigette for another Zorua. So we want to spread around with Necrozma, that way we also like slow down my opponent a little bit so that he doesn't just outright play 4 Zoroark GXs. And yeah, already in the Xmas mood, as you can see, there's snow falling down. That was my girlfriend's idea, and I think it's pretty cool. And the Tablemon in the corner has the Santa Claus hat. And yeah, I mean, if you can watch the stream while at work, that's pretty cool. That works out for everyone, I guess. Oh, it's investments. Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. No need to give any details. Just making a little bit of conversation. So the bar does cover up the stadium a little bit, but we all know it's spot on. I guess here the bar looks better. That way I don't cover up the stadium. There we go. Okay, so stand-in Zoroark, Zoroark GX in the active spot. She already has a Float Stone, which is actually pretty cool for my opponent. And things aren't looking too great for us because we haven't been able to spread. I do run 3 Koko promo and 3 Float Stones to hopefully get that spread going. If my opponent manages to knock out my Shining Jirachi here, that's okay, but he already has a lot of damage in play now. And because of Potown, and we are going to try and power up Necrozma. And wow, he's actually playing Enhanced Hammers and Counter Energy himself. So that's actually pretty interesting here. That is actually pretty interesting. And he's using Watch and Learn. Oh boy. Watch and Learn could actually be a problem because of my GX attack. Watch and Learn could actually be a problem. And yeah, for the viewer battles, I'm only doing standard. I could do expanded though. I do have expanded decks right now. So okay, we find a Counter Energy. So I probably want to do that on Necrozma. And we also probably want to discard the Choice Band and the Brigette and find a Zoroark GX. Because that's the only way we can draw cards in this upcoming turn. The Float Stone doesn't seem too important. And hello Maretta. Yeah, there is no, as you can see. And I'm just gonna pass here. So Counter Energy of course doesn't work on Necrozma-GX. So it's pretty funny that we're both playing Counter Energy Zoroark based decks. But my opponent does have Enhanced Hammer, Counter Energy. He has a Sudowoodo as well, which could be a problem. And there's the Zoroark, the stand-in Zoroark, a second stand-in Zoroark. So lots of damage counters for my opponent. A lot of damage counters for my opponent. And that's a Keldeo, so anti-Volcanion as well. So we're both playing Zoroark Toolbox decks, except his is more focused on one-hit KOing, and mine is more focused on spreading damage around and then using Spiritomb. So yeah, the Watch and Learn could hurt a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be that problematic. And we top deck a Rescue Stretcher, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna play the Choice Band on the Zoroark or on Lele, probably on Lele. And I'm gonna play the Float Stone on the Necrozma. I'm gonna play the Rescue Stretcher and put back the 2 cards because they could be important, more Spiritomb than Shining Jirachi. And I'm gonna Sycamore. Doogie, all you need to do for the viewer battles is add me on the demo account, demo_Tablemon. Oh, I did not get an energy, what? Add me on the demo account, and then afterwards all you need to do is send me a challenge, and I'll just do like first come first serve for the challenges, okay? So we got a little bit of extra damage from the Pokémon ourselves. Field Blower could be good here, so I'm gonna trade away the Koko. And there's a DCE. Okay, so we can use Necrozma to put 300 more damage on the board. Although my opponent would be able to Watch and Learn that. So what I can do now is get rid of the Espeon-EX, which could also be good. And we get a second DCE. So I'm gonna remove the Float Stone and the Choice Band. Don't wanna play anything else, so just wondering whether I should Koko or Necrozma, and I think the answer is Necrozma here. So we're just gonna go ahead and use our GX attack. We're gonna place 300 damage more on the board. So now there's 390, 400, 460 damage on the board. That's more than enough to knock out 2 Zoroarks. And there's only a little left over, so we do need to spread 1 or maybe 2 turns. But there we go. My opponent is going to go ahead and use Watch and Learn, which I'm not too worried about, honestly. I'm not too worried about it. As big as Memphis is gonna be, do you think Dallas could be the same or less? Duel the Spyro, I'm actually not sure. Maybe it could be the same. Because it is at the airport, so that makes it very convenient. But maybe they don't even have the space for that amount of people. And hello Third, thank you so much for being here. That's really cool. My opponent puts 400 damage on the board himself. But now what we can do is spread with Koko. We spread a little bit more with Koko. And we want to make sure that we have access to Spiritomb and that we don't take any knockouts here. So I'm gonna trade away the Potowns, which don't seem too useful anymore. We're looking for Ultra Ball or ooh, the Guzma. Okay, so with Field Blower, we could make my opponent waste an energy, no? So I'm gonna go ahead and Guzma. Too bad I don't have the Choice Band on the Koko, but that's fine, I guess. Gonna target the stand-in Zoroark, and then... Oh, I already retreated, didn't I? Ugh. I already retreated. Oops. That was very silly. I already retreated. Duh. That's why you shouldn't retreat in the beginning of the turn. You should wait until the end of the turn. I was actually very silly on my part. Very, very silly. I apologize for that. There's no effect on the screen. Freak you out a little bit? No. It's just no. It's just no. And hello, Hiruma. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Paul Table. And second image. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. From Chile. Thank you so much for watching. And okay, my opponent decides to target a Zoroark instead of taking down my Necrozma, which makes sense. But yeah, I totally misplayed here. Not too badly, but perhaps a little bit. And there's Counter Energy on Zoroark. I think we might still be okay. Maybe. The issue is having enough damage in play. That's a big issue. And I definitely misplayed the previous turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach the TCE. I'm gonna go ahead and play Lele and grab an N. And all we're looking for after this is pretty much the Spiritomb. And yeah, I can share the list after the game, no problem. I'm playing like a counter energy spreading type of Zoroark GX deck, but I just misplayed quite badly the previous turn. And okay, so still no Spiritomb for us. I'm just gonna Flying Flip. That puts 120 more damage on the board, and now we have 300. 400, 520, 550 damage, and the total HP for both Zoroarks and Tapu Lele is 420 plus 170, it's 590. So we're actually 40 damage short of winning the game next turn. However, what we could do is rearrange damage counters and get a knockout on both Zoroarks and both regular Zoroarks, and maybe even the Sudowoodo. The issue would be getting that last prize card, I guess. Decides to enhance hammer away the DC from Necrozma, interestingly enough. Yeah, so many Zoroark. So many Zoroark indeed. And the timer did not go off. Oh, there's still 1 minute left. So in 1 minute, guys, I will be giving out a code. Every 15 minutes of the stream, I will be giving out codes. Okay, the issue is my opponent will only need a Guzma to beat us. So that's why. Oh, if he watch and learns with Spiritomb, I mean if he copies my Spiritomb attack, then we would actually be in trouble. How many counter energy do I have left? I have 2 left, and I know at least 1 is in there. Field Blowers away my tool cards. We're 20 damage short of winning the game by just taking all 6 prizes. Although 2 Zoroarks, that's 4 prizes. Oh, never mind. Maybe I can win next turn. Okay, so my opponent's just gonna spread here with Flying Flip. That's fine. He did not take a prize card, so that's good news for us. That is actually quite good news. Or is it though? We need him. Okay, time for another code. Whilst I think about what to do this turn, time for another code. So, ready guys? Here's the code. Whoever ends up screenshotting and getting this, you should let us know in the chat if you pulled anything good. And okay, so back to the game. Okay, so how do I win here? My opponent presumably cannot rearrange. And is there any way he can simultaneously knock out 2 GXs? I don't think so. So if I just spread once again, maybe I need an Acerola here. Or I could just take a knockout with Sudowoodo, I mean with Lele. And then, okay, how much damage do I have? 550, right? So 410, it should be enough. So, okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and knock out Sudowoodo, because Sudowoodo is also the card that can make it where he can copy my Spiritomb attack, potentially. And I will play this. And I'll just energy drive for the knockout. It does remove 30 damage from play, but it does give me a prize card. So now all I need is 170 plus 210, that's 390. And that's 4 prizes plus 100, 490. And I have 520 damage on in play. So this is actually okay. The new Twitch ads are insane. What do you mean they're insane? What happens with the... I mean, this happens because Twitch just puts commercials on streams that are partnered. So that's why you guys get ads. And it helps me out. Like, I get a small amount of revenue from the ads. Okay, as long as we can find Spiritomb, as long as Spiritomb is not in the bottom 3 cards of our deck, I think we should be okay. Opponent is going to Guzma. Okay, so losing Zoroark actually means that finding Spiritomb could be problematic. We have 1 Ultra Ball and 1 Spiritomb left in the deck for sure. And we need to find it right now. Okay, so that's not it. So now I have to hope that my last Counter Energy is not priced. I should probably know that, but I don't. How many energy does my opponent have though? Yeah, he has enough energy. So I have to Sycamore here. And if I don't get the if the Counter Energy is priced, then that's the game. There's the Counter Energy. So I wasn't sure if it was there, and we're gonna make the comeback here. So we can move damage counters from the bench, but not from the active. So I'm gonna use damage play, and this is what happens. I will take 50 from 1 Zoroark to the active. That way we use the 5 damage from the active. And I believe this should be game, I think. So that's 1 prize, right? Okay, that's 1 prize card. And then we are going to move 6 more to this Zoroark. Yeah, this is enough. So GG. And then between Zoroark and the leftover on this Zoroark, I can just knock out Tapu Lele for the game. So this was actually a pretty fun match, and my opponent made it super close. We both had Zoroark decks with Counter Energy as the focus. However, my my spreading damage strategy ended up surpassing the aggressive strategy that my opponent was trying to do. So yeah, pretty cool. And we even have 40 damage left, which is pretty cool. And there we go. There's a knockout. Now I can click done. There's 3 knockouts. There's 5 prize cards. There's a Zoroark. Yeah, it's a very tedious attack for sure. And like in real life, it could easily come down to a weird it could really come down to like a weird scenario where you miscount or your opponent moves a die. It could lend itself to a lot of how do you say it? A lot of misunderstandings. That's what I wanted to mention. So we got the next challenge immediately, guys. So please bear with me. I will show the list just after I go through a few challenges. Every time you join a stream, click refresh, minimize, maximize, or basically breathe. It shows up another one. Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so now we're up against Tord Reklev's #1 winning deck. I don't know if Tord is still here. That would be pretty cool if he is. Ruben, hello. Thank you so much for being here. And did no one really get, like, no one has posted what they got from the codes? Is no one getting these codes? Okay, so we find the Brigette still, and we find the TC, so I'm okay with this. The Tapu Koko is a real threat for sure. However, it's not that big a deal. I could even start spreading myself with Koko because my opponent didn't get like a huge Brigette turn, and he does have a Zorua, so those could be problematic for sure. Gonna go ahead and Brigette for 2 Zoruas and a Koko. Would Latios be better? Latios does deal more damage right here. However, in the long run, it doesn't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep these 2. And I'm gonna Float Stone, I'm gonna attach TCE, and I'm gonna go ahead and spread. Only 40 damage, but we will slowly get there. We will slowly get there. Yeah, if he benches Mr. Mime, I will definitely be in trouble. I will definitely be in trouble. Oh, but it's not Torchlit, it's actually the Zoroark Zoroark. So both of us are gonna be using spreading decks. What do you think is a play for Memphis? I think there's so many good decks right now. Guardy, Zoroark, Golisopod, all the fighting type decks, Volcanion, the Zoroark Zoroark, Seal Valley metal attackers. Pablo, how would you design a quad WOP deck? It seems like it's really well positioned in the current meta. Well, I kind of disagree because Zoroark Golisopod, having won London International, has 4 Float Stones, 4 Field Blowers to potentially remove any Fighting Fury belts on the Wofets, and then Golisopod and Zoroark just deals 120 damage straight up. So, I don't know. I kind of disagree with it being well positioned. Okay, so I'm gonna attach the Choice Band to the Koko for now. I don't think I want to end here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and find Lele. What I do want is another DCE and another bench Pokemon to just knock out that Tapu Koko, because I don't want my opponent to spread anymore. I could also Guzma and spread against Zoroark. That might not be bad. That might not be bad, but I think Sycamore is just a little bit more consistent. It's the worst version indeed. Okay, so we do get the DC and we get this guy, and we even get a Potown. Question is, do we want to evolve into something before? I guess this is what I can do. I can trade away 1 Potown. And then, okay, I get the Latios and the Sycamore to discard for another Zoroark GX. That way I don't end up putting damage counters on myself. And then I can play the Potown. And I don't think I want to use the second trade, but I do definitely want to just get rid of this Tapu Koko before it spreads too much damage and things get out of control. So we're in the lead now, which goes against what this deck wants to accomplish. But my opponent will probably be tempted to just outright attack Zoroark, deal damage to it, and therefore stay ahead in the price count. And Tenor, yeah, pretty cool that you don't have classes and therefore you can hang around. Pretty awesome that you guys are here. Pretty awesome. I really appreciate your guys' support. Marky loves cats. Hello, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And in 4 minutes, we will have another code giveaway. So make sure you're ready for that. Okay, my opponent gets to remove the Potown. However, we do have the 3rd Potown already in her hand. Tord is watching Pablo indeed. I'm glad we won the last match even after our huge misplay. Thank you so much for being here, Tord. You're quite the celebrity. And if you wanted to play a match, that would actually be cool. First place in Latin America against first place in Europe. That would actually be pretty cool, I think. Yeah, it's toward the guy that won the international. They're really good player, you might have heard from. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't taking a real long time. He decides to go after the Shining Jirachi with that, which I actually don't mind at all. And he's only gonna deal a very limited amount of damage, which I don't mind too much. And I'm gonna attach the Counter Energy to the Necrozma. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and Sycamore here. I've already used 2 Sycamores, so I'm gonna save that one. Okay, so not too great of a hand. Can definitely discard the Necrozma. And then I can definitely discard the other Zorua, because I do have Rescue Stretchers, so this is fine. And there we go. So is it worth it for me to deal 150 damage to Zoroark? I'm actually not sure. I don't think it is. I'm just gonna retreat and promote Tapu Koko. Gonna attach the Choice Band though for sure, and I'm gonna Flying Flip here. So we deal overall less damage, however, we hopefully force my opponent to play down more cards, potentially more GXs, and next turn we can Black Ray GX. If he does decide to evolve into the CDI, which is very tempting, we will have 300 more damage in play. And cool, let's play a match after this one toward then. Can you add my account? I'll type it in chat. It's demo_Tablemon. And if you want, it'd be cool, I think, if you used your first place winning deck, and I'll use Guardi, because those are the decks we are known for, and it'll be a pretty cool show match of sorts. Okay. So my opponent goes ahead and Sycamores. He does now have 3 GXs in play. And we are about to give out another code, guys. And I guess if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, you can try the code, because no one has posted on the chat that they got the code. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to scroll back and try the code, maybe you could be the lucky one to get it. No frogs, no. Definitely no frogs. Definitely no frogs. Okay. My opponent taking his time with his turns, deciding what to play. My regional winning list, I generally think that list has a terrible matchup against his deck. I could go ahead and do that. Some silent ninja in the chat, yeah. Okay, yeah, I mean Guardi, not Guardi Sylveon, but the Guardi Max Potion, I think it's better. It's a much better deck than Guardi Sylveon for sure. And okay, guys, so we are going to give out another code, so be ready, guys. Be ready for the next code. Here it is. It's a Burning Shadows pack. And good luck to anyone. If anyone on chat gets it and pulls something cool, definitely let us know. And back to the game. Okay, so my opponent removes Town and the Choice Band from the Zoroark. He goes for a Righteous Beating, but I think that's generally fine. Gonna promote the Necrozma. We still have... Okay, I'm gonna use a DC here. I'm actually gonna... Am I? Do I want to bring back the Koko immediately? Possibly. Possibly, yeah. I'll bring back the Koko, I'll bench it. And then we would definitely enjoy having a choice band. No, I mean the Field Blower in order to get rid of my opponent's choice band to force the abilities right here. So I'm gonna get rid of the Brigette. And there's the Spiritomb, pretty cool. Like if worst comes to worst, I can definitely just discard the... use Espeon. And there we go. So removing the choice band, and now I'm also gonna play this. And I'm gonna go ahead and Black Ray GX. So now we have 470 damage in play. So we have 2 knockouts on the CDUIs, or we have knockouts on the little things, I would imagine. It's gonna be an interesting close to the game. Oh, you're really sick. What's wrong with you, Tord? I'm actually sick as well. Oh my gosh, he has max potions. Oh my gosh. My opponent actually has max potions in his deck. Oh boy. That definitely ruins our plans. That most definitely ruins our plans here. That's a 3rd TC though, so we might get a few turns of spreading with Koko. He has max potion. You missed 4 days of school, went to a cup and made your first ever finals. That's pretty cool, Dalton. That's pretty cool. Oh, you have a fever. I'm so sorry. I mean, we can leave it for another day if you want. Don't wanna push you. The max potions. And he's only played 1. He probably has a 2nd one going. Oh, the CDI plays... well, I was just thinking that the 12th place list from Europe did not play max potions, so... I assumed they based it off of that. And yeah, that is Tord. The kind of good player. I'm joking, of course. You need a max potion for that fever? No, because Tord's not only damaged, but he has a special condition, clearly. So he needs Pokemon Center Lady. Yeah, I think the heal version is probably better too. Can we win this one? Can we actually win this match? It's gonna be very tough. It's going to be very, very tough. Okay, my opponent really thinning out his deck. And there's a Psychic. Enough to knock out. And all he needs now is a Guzma, which he only has 1 of in the discard pile. Well, I guess he needs that and a TCE, right? So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna put back the Counter Energy and the TCE. And then I have 300 damage in play to work off of with. I don't think that's enough. And do I have my last 10 available? I do, okay. Doesn't really matter probably because my opponent has 2 Zoroark GXs, but... Oh, no, I misclicked. I just misclicked. Okay. That is not good. That is actually not good. Okay. Oops. I misclicked. I wanted to play the N. Yeah, big misclick. Okay, so what's my plan now? Do I get rid of both the CDUIs? If I had Potown, this would be a much stronger play. No, I think I have to stick or try to go with a plan. No, I don't think I have enough turns to pull this off. I generally don't think I have enough turns to pull this off. Maybe with the end we might have had. But yeah, at this point we probably don't. Such as that misclick. Okay, that's 100 more damage. And my opponent says well played, so he already has the Guzma, which makes sense. We needed the end to potentially get rid of the Guzma and the TCE from my opponent's hand. He did have double trade to try and get them, so odds were not entirely in our favor. But yeah, hopefully I'll play better against Tord now. So now it's time to play against Tord. I will accept everyone else, but I will take this kind of show match against Tord. I will take the show match, and then if we have time after this, I will definitely play. I will definitely play more games against you guys. Okay, so there we go. Show match against Tord. Give me 1 second, Tord, just to know where to cut the video.